We're live. Woo! 8 months.
Yeah, 8 months.
We did it.
Buenas tardes.
Yes,
And
buenas
welcome
tardes.
to everybody who's here.
Bienvenidos.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So we have been in El Salvador now for just over 8 months.
Yep. We delayed it by a week because last week we had the Bitcoin Beach meetup.
We did. So since our last live, it's been a huge month. It's been great. So we've had a really good month. And also, we also had the 1 year celebration of Bitcoin being legal tender here in El Salvador.
We did. And that was also a Bitcoin Beach meetup.
Well, so we've had 2 Bitcoin Beach meetups since our last live.
Yeah. So the 1 year of legal tender, I think, was quite a cool milestone.
Yeah.
And Bukele, it was quite cool, the timing. Bukele put out, to celebrate, he did a presentation to the people.
Yes.
And he talked about his running for re-election in the next election.
Yeah, in the 2024 election.
Mm-hmm. And then there was also the UN speech, which was also very good. And if you haven't listened to those, I highly recommend listening to them. Yeah. I'm just trying to think where the links are. They're buried in our Twitter profile.
But that's right. We can put them in here at the end.
Yes,
so we can definitely put them in.
Yeah.
And one of the things, it's been quite interesting in regards to Bitcoin legal tender. I know a lot of the mainstream media throughout the world have gone, it's failed. It hasn't been a success. And for us here on the ground, it's been amazing.
It's alive.
It's alive. It's happening. It is happening. Yes, it takes time. But, internet took time for people to adopt. Computers took time for people to adopt. Yeah. Cell phones took time for people to adopt.
Yeah.
It is happening. One example, we had one of our drivers in our first month of being in El Salvador. We asked him, would he accept Bitcoin? No, wasn't interested in it.
There's a couple of reasons. One was he thought it was a fad, and he just couldn't be asked. So, but carry on. Sorry.
Yep. That's right. And every time we used him, we'd keep asking and sort of talk to him, and then we actually referred other people to him to sort of and they would also be asking him, and every time we'd talk to them, they also have aqua de coco, so a coconut stand on the side of the road as well. And finally, 2 weeks ago, he started accepting Bitcoin. So it's taken a long time for us to, get him adopting it. Yep. But he is. And they're now on the Bitcoin Beach map.
Yes.
So they've got their own little coconut stand on the Bitcoin Beach map. It's really cool. Yes. And how exciting. And we're getting a sign made up for him.
Yep.
But, everything takes time.
Yeah, it does. And the reason I wanted to mention that he thought it was a fad is because it's not a fad. Like, it's here to stay. Yeah. And so many people have come along, and he's seeing that because of the number of people that are coming because of it, you would be silly to start saying no.
Yeah.
Because you've got all these people who want to pay you in it. And why not?
Yeah.
We're just riffing on what's been happening. This live is a Q&A for anybody who's here who wants to ask us questions about coming to El Salvador, living in El Salvador. Ask some Bitcoin questions if you want to hear me go on a rant.
Yep. Or what's life like here in El Salvador?
Yep.
Why did we leave New Zealand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So open the chat's open.
Yes.
For anyone wanting to talk.
Yeah.
Or ask questions, what I say.
And just on that note, on our other lives, there've been heaps of really good questions about moving to El Salvador. So if you're new here and you want to dig into it a bit more in the past, dig into it, what's been said in the past, you can go through our old videos and see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So while we wait for you guys to come up with some questions, we can keep talking. So September has been huge. It was my birthday.
Yeah.
So I had an amazing birthday month because that's sort of what it felt like because it got spread out over a bit of time. But we, for my birthday, my request was to go on a little adventure. And so we went down to Playa Las Flores. And so this is where Surf City 2 is going in. And it's where, close to La Union is where the Bitcoin city is going in. So it was really good to just go and get a different vibe of El Salvador, check out some new posies or new places, should I say. And it was fun. Down there is beautiful. It's definitely got a different vibe than up near the city. It's a lot more chilled. It's got a really neat vibe down there. Obviously, there's the surf scene because there's two famous point breaks, and I know that in November there's actually going to be a world surf competition down there.
Yep, I think they got the longboard. Was it longboard champs or was it up here? I think the longboard was up here.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's this. Wait, it's right after conference. Actually, it's right after the Adopting Bitcoin conference.
Yeah.
There is a surf champ down in Playa Las Flores, which is one of two. The other one is Punta Mango. And Punta Mango is where Hope House / Bitcoin Beach have just opened their second
Hope House, which is
second location. And part of the reason is surf, and the other part is they want to be close to Bitcoin City.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
So that was really good. So we got to explore a little bit of that area. We went to La Tortuga Verde, which is the place where they collect turtle eggs and also they rescue turtle eggs, should I say? It's a sanctuary, and then they release the baby turtles the next day, which is amazing because turtle eggs here, and I imagine it's worldwide, are a delicacy when it comes to eating, and so they are. It's not just animals that can dig up the turtle eggs, but it's also the
humans.
Yeah.
Humans digging around. So it was funny because we actually went out in the evening. We stayed at La Tortuga Verde for happy hour because they had dinner. Dinner. They had a bar on the beach, and it's like, well, it's Nicki's birthday. Why not? And we went out after the sun went down, and there were people going up and down the beach on motorbikes, waiting for the turtles to come in.
Yeah.
And so it was a little bit unfortunate to see such an advantage that the humans have when they're looking for the turtles coming in. But that's just the way it is.
Yeah. So we've got Lillian. God bless you guys. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. And we hope that everything's going well in your world as well.
And Donaldo K. NJ, you got a lot of visits in the previous video from Hotel Martinez. Congrats. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So we did an interview with Jose from Hotel Martinez. That's where we were staying. And he, the night before we did the video, we actually just were chatting to him while we're having dinner there. And he was telling us the story of his father and himself. And it was just amazing just to hear and realizing that there's so many Salvadorians that have gone through this and left the country. And so we really wanted to share that story. It was
heartwarming because it's not just I'm not even sure the interview really portrayed how we felt at the time because his grandmother. His grandmother's working there with him, and she's lovely. Like she's just potting around in the background and doing her thing, and that was really heartwarming for us to know that it was truly a family business. His parents are still in the States.
His dad can't come down yet because he hasn't got his residency up in the state. So
got to go through the DUI process.
So there's that problem, and then but his younger brother is currently doing his training to become a bartender, and they had a nice little bar there, so he's going to come down and work there as well. And that's it's really amazing to see that a whole family is gathering together to create a life back down here in El Salvador.
And another thing I don't think was really portrayed in the video well was that they had decided to come back before Bitcoin. So Bitcoin wasn't even part of their reasoning to come down. And what happened was they saw the direction that Bukele was going and they really liked it. And they were like, we got to, this is an opportunity to go home. And Jose is big on surfing. And I think that influenced his choice on where to do this project.
Yeah.
And I think when he came down to visit, he was really I think he was touched by coming home to his roots where that he's not super familiar with it because he's lived in the States pretty much all of his life. Yeah. And so I think it was
Well, the first time he visited was when he was 19. So it was pretty amazing.
Yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah. So we had a great trip. La Union was interesting. I think just due to the rain, unfortunately, the golf was quite muddy and things. But I think we just had days and days of rain.
Yes.
And so I'm looking forward to going back when. Yeah, we haven't had so much rain, and to be able to get out on, to get to maybe some of the islands and things. So any pointers there would be amazing if you've got islands that you know of that we can in the Gulf go and stay at. Be really keen to find out. That would be amazing. And
again, for the new people who have just joined us, feel free to ask us questions. This is a live Q&A about our life in El Salvador, what's happening with Bitcoin in El Salvador, moving here, or just anything. The conference is coming up next month in November.
So really looking forward to that. So that's from the 15th to the 19th of November, and we've got there's like 130 or 120 speakers. So there's a lot of knowledge, Bitcoin knowledge. If you're Salvadorian and you have a DUI, you can actually get to go for $21. So that's amazing for 3 days of conference.
Yes.
It's quite that's awesome. And you've got so much knowledge you'll be able to tap into and to really get to understand what's going on. That's really exciting.
That's an inside tip. So if you know any Salvadorians there's some really cool educational content out there for Salvadorans and Bitcoin. There's My First Bitcoin or Mi Primer Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin Beach, and you can also go to PAX Full House in the city. These are great education places. And then we have Adopting Bitcoin conference coming up, which is going to be an event which will show you how inspired the Bitcoin community is. So if you know a Salvadoran person who would who's interested, would really love to get a feel for the vibe, $21 because and I tell you what, the prices I think are like close to they're like $300 and something I think next month.
Not, and the conference is held at Crown Plaza up in San Salvador, and that's for 2 days, and then the last day it is down in El Zonte.
Donado just asked that question. So Crown Plaza in San Salvador, and there's going to be like sub events in El Zonte. Maybe Palo Verde, is that where they're going to do?
I'm not sure actually. I need to check.
The agenda for the speakers was meant to be released this week, but I see there was a tweet today that they're delaying it a week because they want to change the way they structure it. So I don't know what that means, but it should be good because there's going to be lots of different aspects of how Bitcoin is going to or is and will in the future benefit El Salvador.
And I think there's going to be some sort of first up announcements too, which will be quite exciting to see what's happening and things. The weather's definitely changing, so that we're not getting as many rainstorms or thunderstorms. So we did have the cyclone Julia, which did cause some pretty bad havoc in El Salvador.
What about that?
That was on Monday, and then we were lucky here where we are. We did lose the avocado tree behind us, which was a real bummer, but we were very, very lucky compared to what a lot of other families, and our hearts go out to the families who have been caught up in all of that as well.
Okay, I'm going to answer this question. Rosa. Hi, beautiful people. I live in Canada, and at the beginning it was not easy for me. It took me 3 years to adapt and learn French.
Thank you, Rosa. Did you read one of my I think
Spanish?
Our Spanish, yes. It does take us time. We do practice every day, but it's
slow going at the moment. We've had ups and downs.
We're definitely looking for a local teacher here down in San Blas area. Would be amazing to actually get a one-on-one teaching. We'd be very interested. Again, if anybody knows of someone who can help us there, would be awesome.
We it'd be good to have some one-on-one or small group teaching. Tried a few different things. We've tried locals, we've tried online, we've tried doing it ourselves, tried buying courses. And part of it is just fitting it in with life work.
So James works a lot. It's
and then Nicki puts in a lot of hours for our videos, which is which sucks up a lot of our time in English.
Who knew that putting YouTube videos out took so long? Seriously.
Yeah.
I was just
It's
like
a lot of work.
blown away.
Yeah. So if you, please like and share our videos, because there's a lot of work. There's a lot of hours.
Yeah. Hey, John, no, we haven't had surf lessons yet. We were waiting till sort of November when the surf subsides a little bit. We thought it might be safer for us to wait until then. So, that is on the plan. The wing foiling hasn't really happened. So maybe it's got to, to get some way of getting out in the water. It's got to be through surf.
Yeah. With the surf, I got out bodyboarding, but it was just with some basic gear. I really need some real gear to really get out there.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say about that? Oh, we've got surfer friends coming early next year, and they're trying to talk us into longboards.
Yeah.
So we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
And Rosa, I hope you learn Spanish. It's not easy, but it's possible. Yes, it's possible.
It is possible.
Yes, we don't believe it's impossible. It's the amount of time we commit to learning it. Yeah, and I am largely to blame, because I've prioritized my work a lot, and so I know Nicki's told me off about that. Well, not told me off, but
no.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What other things have been happening? It's been it's been busy.
Been a big month. Yeah, it's been a long month with the with everything that's happened, going away.
Yeah.
The cyclone last week?
No, it's on Monday.
Was it this week?
Yep.
Oh, crikey. And it's gone fast. Okay, so the cyclone this week. And that was, we're lucky we live in a great area, so it's not a problem for us. But we know that many of the lower income people live in areas that regularly just get affected. Donado, sorry for this question. Don't be sorry, man. Love the questions. Are you able to recommend some Bitcoin trade websites? Oh, interesting question. So do you literally want to trade, like try day trading? Or do you want to on-ramp or buy with an exchange? So if you just want to simply buy Bitcoin and you have a DUI and you have access to the Chivo wallet app, just buy that. Just use that to buy and sell, because basically you get the cheapest fees in the whole world. It's really good. If you don't and you are in El Salvador, then use an ATM if you can, but there's $1,000 limit.
Yeah, that is in the Chivo ATM.
Yeah, the Chivo ATM, $1,000 limit daily per phone number. Otherwise,
trading.
Yeah, if you want to go into more hardcore trading, it can be challenging, because a lot of those sites, they have fees to trap you in there, and they're doing all sorts of things. I don't necessarily want to recommend any sites, but definitely do research. Just be careful of fees. That's the main thing. The best strategy long term is to dollar cost average. This is for anything, basically. And this is why mortgages work, because it's a consistent saving strategy. This is why actually Warren Buffett has become famously rich, largely because he just consistently invested his paycheck back into shares. And that was just his dollar cost average method. And over time, people have made spreadsheets and graphs to show you that dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin beats the average trader. Basically, if you want to be in the top traders that make money, it's a small statistical percentage, and the average person would have been better just to dollar cost average in their money.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. I just know how much work it is to learn. Do you recommend mining? Obviously, using a very strong computer. I'm not against mining. I wouldn't necessarily say I'd recommend it, unless if you love that stuff, then do it. I've got a friend who loves it. He loves the hardware. He loves updating all of the parts. I would recommend, if you're going to do Bitcoin mining specifically, then buy a dedicated miner. I don't know what your budget is, but you can buy something small and simple. You can buy something secondhand, and you can upgrade it. I've got a friend who just buys secondhand ant miners, and then what he does is he refurbishes them, and there are people that are dedicated to updating them, so they're always spending time and money to improve them, and they can still be beneficial, especially if you don't mind spending the money on the electricity. And sorry to all the people who are probably like, James is just going on about Bitcoin stuff, but
you're answering questions.
I am answering a question. Yeah.
No, it's all good.
But and I'm not saying don't ask more Bitcoin questions. I mean, I love it. It's just, keep it coming. But yeah, I mean, if you find the hardware interesting, then go for it. And you've got the money to spend and invest.
Do it. I also agree with you in regards to the dollar cost average.
Yeah. So
if you can just put a little bit of your paycheck away each week.
Let's just say with the miner, you're not going to get rich mining, and the money that you would spend on the miner, you may have just been better to have bought Bitcoin. So just something to think about. But it depends on why you buy the miner. So you may buy the miner because you want KYC free or know your customer free Bitcoin. But here in El Salvador, using the Chivo ATM, you can do that. So if you put the cash into a Chivo ATM, you can put it into a wallet without anybody knowing who it is, which you can't do in most places around the world. I heard Chivo is using River service. I saw that advertised this week for Lightning transactions. Are you paying people using Chivo these days? It is always working on your experiences. We can't get the Chivo wallet because we don't have a Salvadoran DUI.
Yeah. So how we pay is we pay through. We have a number of wallets on our phone. So we've got the Bitcoin Beach wallet, of course. We have Moon. Here we go.
I got a whole heap.
We have a whole heap on our wallets, and so we use that. Then there's also other services that you can pay as well online, and so we use those for things like our phone bills and our internet bills. And so we use those services where we get stats back.
Yes. We just saw an interesting discussion in another group. They were talking about trying to pay for their mobile phone bill with Lightning. And they were trying to do it on the provider's website. And they were complaining about how bad the experience was. And I'm like, why aren't you? I'm sitting in front of the computer and talking to Nicki. Why aren't you using BitRefill? BitRefill even gives you sats back. So angry old man James was yelling at the computer.
People that you using that use Chivo. Okay, Leonardo. Yes, if some people have a Chivo wallet, yes, and we can pay them directly with our Bitcoin Beach wallets or whatever. Ta-da. So we absolutely do that. Yeah.
And that's when we go places. So if we go to a restaurant to meet somebody. We went to the garden center the other day, and just places where we get service. So, for example, sometimes people get the Super Selectos bag guys to carry out their bags. We say, we ask the person, do you have a Chivo wallet or a Bitcoin wallet? And if they say yes, we say we would like to tip you. If they say no, we say, oh, that's a shame. We wanted to tip you. And who was it? There was someone the other day. They ran away. Or was it the restaurant?
The restaurant. Yes, it was. Yeah. So it was one of the restaurants here, and he's
like, yes, but it's in my locker. So he ran away to get his phone. It was quite funny.
We could tip him, and it's good. And I mean, we've heard other stories where they'll only have a small amount of change on them, and so they go, well, I can tip you with this cash, which is only a small amount, but I could give you this if you've got a wallet. And it's just a good way to get people involved and get people on board, which is really good.
Because we've seen people say, I've only got 25 cents. But if you have a Bitcoin wallet, I will tip you $1.
Yeah.
And it's a financial incentive to get people to try it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So there's a question there you need to.
Rosa?
Down the bottom, Rosa. Yes.
What do you think about Binance and Bitfinex? So, Binance, that's one of the ones where I get a bit frustrated that Binance is specifically geared to keep you in the ecosystem, and it's also it depends on why you're using it. Like the withdrawal fees are expensive. So basically, yeah, I mean, it depends on why you're using it and what you want to do. Bitfinex, I see that Max Kaiser and Stacey Herbert, they are pushing that one a lot at the moment. I haven't actually researched why they're pushing it so much. They seem to be associated with El Salvador in some way, shape, or form. I should research why. But they're pushing Bitfinex a lot. Maybe they're helping with the volcano bonds. I thought they were using someone else for the volcano bonds. But again, use them, but you need to know why you're using them, and you need to know the fees that you're going to be charged. And just remember that trading, and I'm not sure why people want to trade, and there's many different reasons why you want to use an exchange and trade. Just the trap is, remember, Bitcoin is the gold at the end of the day. All the other tokens are like shares in a share market, and they're very different things to own. And also, if the gold is on the exchange, it's not your gold. So if you put the gold or the Bitcoin in a wallet that you control, it is yours. You own it. So if Bitfinex or Binance turned off their servers right now, any assets you have on those servers are theirs. They're not yours. And that goes for the bank as well. Like if tomorrow morning, if the bank doesn't open because it's Saturday and they sleep in, all your money that's in the bank is technically their money, and they have actually no obligation to give it to you because legally you gave it to them to be theirs. So yeah, just things to be aware of. I'm not against the exchanges and trading. I mean, I use exchanges and trading for things, but I know why I'm there. I know what I'm looking for, and I just want people to be safe and not get sucked into the what do you call it, like the dream. Like if you're watching Instagrammers, and Instagrammers have always got like everything's perfect. I sometimes worry that some people get sucked into a trading's easy and you're going to become a millionaire trading. I just don't want people to think that dream is going to be super easy. It's not necessarily easy money. You do need to learn and understand what you're doing. Frankie, does Coinbase work in El Salvador? I'm curious about it. I mean, I'm sure if you can KYC into Coinbase, you can use it anywhere in the world. So KYC is know your customer, which means that you need to provide a ID of some description. So I don't know if they allow Salvadorans to KYC with them. I haven't, because I don't have to try because I'm using a New Zealand ID. So for me, I was able to get a Coinbase account because it was no problem.
Yeah.
But again, remember, Coinbase is similar to Binance and Bitfinex. Their withdrawal fees are not as bad. But yeah, similar things to consider. That they own your coins if they turn everything off. They are a publicly traded company. They have had BlackRock buy into them recently this year. I think it was BlackRock.
Yeah.
I think it was a BlackRock.
It was.
So just remember that Wall Street owns Coinbase. Wall Street controls Coinbase. Wall Street will have a agenda in owning it and doing that. So I'm not against it. Don't get me wrong. It's a tool and it provides a great opportunity. I just like people to know what and why they're buying. That's all. Yeah. Next question. But yeah, it's all good. I guess my thing is I've been in this industry for, I don't know, a long time, 10 years now. Wow. So the reason I say that is because I've gone through these things, and now that I live in El Salvador and we have the Lightning Network, I'm like, yay, this is it. Like this is what I'm here for. I've done all those other things, got them out of my system, and using the Lightning Network in my mind is one of the greatest technologies that we can bring to the world. Can I go on my layer rant?
Yeah, you can definitely do.
Since we don't have a question, I'm going to go on a layer rant. All right. Why? So this is a concept that we've basically been evolving in this month, and so why Bitcoin isn't going to go away. And basically, when the computer first came out, people were like, "Nah, it's a fad. It's just for games. It's going to go away. It's useless, right? What do you do with it? Just type letters. I can write a letter." And then the computer's here to stay. It didn't go away. Then the internet came along, and everyone's like, "Who wants to send a digital letter? I'll just post it normally. It'll go away." But what happened is, computers allowed this amazing communication layer called the internet to connect every single person in the world without barriers, basically, instantly. There was no, like, a letter takes weeks to get from one side of the world to the other, but with the internet, seconds. And anyone can basically use it.
And then what came next?
Hang on. But what's really important, okay, we'll do that, yeah. So then, basically mobile phones, this supercomputer, magical supercomputer that you hold in your pocket, people were like, "Oh, it's just a fad. It's going to go away. It's going to use it to play games. It's no good. Why do I need the internet on my phone 24/7? Now people can't live without this. Why? Why can they not live without the internet? Why can they not live without the magical phone? Why can they not live without the computer? Remember, computers are still here, connecting our lives. They're just robots in rooms now. Because humans need to communicate. That's what we do. We communicate. We talk to each other. We're talking to each other now. Like, this is communication on a global scale.
Yeah.
The reason Bitcoin is not going away is because exactly that. It is communicating value. And I don't know if people have seen value for value, but basically the internet is allowing people to share literal value with each other. And that is why it's not going away, because it's too important. It's too important. It's not Facebook, or, it's not a gimmick like that. It's human communication on a money level.
Yeah.
It's not going away.
No. And I mean, it's, and I think one of the things that we really notice is it's so amazing to be able to send money from one person to another person, and there is no middleman. There's no bank. There's no it's just incredible, and you can send it just like that, and even from New Zealand to El Salvador, just like that, you can get it, and it's incredible. And there's no middleman, and that's what is pretty impressive.
Frankie, I know they even send me the tax form pretty quick. That was kind of funny. Even though I was keeping my account below $500. Yes. Yeah, don't worry. The American government wants to tax you, even for like $500.
Yeah. And is it Bram?
Bram, yep.
Cheers, Bram.
Cheers. Yep. And Donaldo, I hope Bukele continues with the project. It is potential before another country takes owner. I'm learning and reading a lot, and it has a future, no questions. Yes, absolutely, we agree.
Yeah.
Donaldo, I reckon you need to come to the Bitcoin conference.
Yes.
Yeah. If you are there and you see us, please say hi.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be there, and we want to say hi to everyone that comes along.
Yeah.
So,
my family, and pay $3 per minute now with the internet. It's free, and I can see them. I know, it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's just crazy, and that's the thing. And now you can send money across the world, and it doesn't cost you anything.
Yes.
You know, we were recently talking to a woman here. She lives in America. She's building a house here. She's a Salvadorian coming back home, and every time she sends money down, at the moment she's been using Western Union or something, and she's been paying $75 every time she sends her money down to pay the builder. Yeah. And it's like, but why? You've got all the tools on her that she can use.
Yeah.
For like free. if you're in America, you can use the Strike app. So download the American Strike app. And then if you're Salvadorian and you've got a DUI and you can get the Chivo wallet, you can, from your bank account, you can get your money into the Strike, and you can then send it to your Chivo wallet, and then your Chivo wallet you can put into your bank account, or you can pay your builder. And it's amazing
in US dollars or Bitcoin. Like, it doesn't matter which. Like, you don't have to use Bitcoin. So El Salvador has in my mind, El Salvador has the most advanced it's Bitcoin money transfer network in the world because of the Chivo wallet app and the Strike app in the States. Those two apps connect the banking system on either end to allow people to do instant transactions. And you want to know where the biggest problem is with the app? It's actually with the bank, because the bank puts money limits and time limits on people, which don't need to be there. So it's really interesting. I'm really excited about what's happening here. Like, I don't think people really appreciate how far ahead El Salvador is. And yes, Donaldo, I honestly believe that, like, if the people just start using it to realize how powerful this is, El Salvador is just going to keep attracting the right people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And yes, it is a mango tree, Frankie, behind us. It has been trimmed. It was massive. We have two. Oh, we had two. Oh, we have two. There is two. Yeah, sorry, they've been trimmed right back just recently. So, but yeah, and they're beautiful. They're really nice, big, beautiful ones. Yeah. I was actually going to say something too in regards to what you were talking about, but it's gone. So that's right. We'll come back to Chivo wallets. It will come back.
Best in the world.
People using, and it's not just people using in El Salvador, it's people using the Lightning Network throughout the world.
Yeah.
Because it's easily done. And one of the other things that's been happening here in El Salvador, which is really amazing, is the first Bitcoin mortgages.
Yes.
And so with New Story, and they've aligned with BitRefill, and the BitRefill are managing the mortgage payments. But people are getting their first mortgage payments, Bitcoin mortgage payments, here to get into their homes.
Yeah,
and that's pretty amazing.
It's really amazing.
Yeah, they've got a really, they are for people who are living in uninhabitable homes, and so it is a charity. New Story is a charity, and it is helping people get into habitable home that's a concrete home, not a corrugated iron. And it's really amazing that what they're doing there.
And another cool feature about that is the Bitcoin Beach. Now, I don't know how many people are using the Bitcoin Beach app. If you're not, I highly recommend getting it because it's free. There's no KYC other than a phone number. But inside this app, you have a feature called Stable Sats, which means that you can actually transfer money you can change Bitcoin into a dollar value to preserve it. And so a lot of the people who are doing these Bitcoin mortgages, they don't have bank accounts and they need somewhere to store their money. Some of them don't even have a DUI. So in the Salvadoran, and they need somewhere to put their dollars when they earn Bitcoin. Bitcoin Beach app with the Chivo wallet app, those two apps allow people to store value from Bitcoin in dollars so they can pay their mortgage consistently.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about the price fluctuations.
Which is really, really good.
El Salvador is so far ahead the rest of the world because they've made it legal tender. And the technology is this is where the technology will develop.
Yeah.
Fatima, the banks in Canada, the banks in Canada don't allow me to put money in my Chivo, and it is because they want to keep using my money. If I take it out, they will do
business with my money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't support the truckers.
No. And so it's trying to find a way where you can put money into a Chivo wallet, and whether there will be an online on loading ramps for you to be able to do that. To be able to do that. We don't know the Canadian ones as such.
I don't know exactly how the Canadian system would work, but there's ways to do it. It's just messy. But I mean, most of the people that are here and watching us probably realize that what's the way to say it? That the average government outside of El Salvador, like a lot of the Western governments right now, they don't like Bitcoin because it takes away their power and control. And El Salvador, Bukele, he's not scared of the people. And he's giving them the power and the control.
Which is amazing.
And it just blows me away because the average person here, I don't think really truly appreciates how much power and control this guy is trying to give them. And yeah, I think it's awesome. Yeah, it's really awesome. And it's scary what Canada, New Zealand, Australia, America, and Europe are doing right now. Like, in my mind, it's scary. I don't like the fact that they want to tell me how to do a whole heap of things, which it should be my choice. So yeah, I don't know. El Salvador is awesome like that. Yeah, great place to be in the world right now. Ask us a question about El Salvador, Bitcoin. Get James on a crazy rant. So we actually got Nicki's wing out at the beach here the other day.
Oh, we did,
which was awesome.
It was quite funny because the waves, I've been too scared to get take the board across over the waves because it's really strong. And James one day was saying, "Oh no, Nick, we can do it. We're going to have to do it." And then he went out on the boogie board and he's going, "No, we can't."
What?
So we just took the wing to the beach and we just played with the wing, and it was quite fun just playing with the wing. But I have heard that the lake up in San Salvador is meant to be quite good. So that's another like little trip to go up and check out that. I think the biggest thing for me is the cleanliness of the water. If that makes sense. So it's just making sure.
Well, and when you say that, it's not like literal rubbish floating around the water. What it is there's a river just down the road, or not, just 200 meters down the beach, 300 meters down the beach. And so when it rains in the mountains, you get the mountain washing down into the sea, and it's muddy and brown.
But I'm more thinking of the lake, what the lake water is going to be like once we get up there. So we're not sure what that's like. Fatima, the way I'm going to using a third party and send it to my brother, and he makes the deposit in my Chivo. Great. And hopefully your brother may be in El Salvador, which he can.
Well, if he's in Canada with you and he knows how to do it, then that's good.
No, that's really cool. To do that.
There's Bitcoin ATMs around where you can sometimes put cash in, or you can go to, I can't remember the Canadian exchanges. There will be a Canadian exchange where you can put money from your bank account into the exchange, maybe Coinbase, I don't know. And then once it's in Bitcoin, you can put that Bitcoin into your Chivo wallet and turn it into US dollars again if you want. So that's a way around it.
And I was going to say another thing, we're going to change this topic, but another thing that we've done this month is we did another Bitcoin beach school visit. So we went to another high school, and that was really good. It was actually their second trip to that high school because it's been so it was so popular. So they did 2 visits, and again it's just educating the children on how to download the wallet, because of course you can't get a Chivo until you're 18 years old here. So it's a way to get another wallet onto their phones, and so they use the Bitcoin Beach. Hope House and Bitcoin Beach, they donate $5 per student, and then we educate them and help them do transactions and things. And then we also quite often will put money in their wallets as well, which is really good. Just so they can sort of see how it all works. And then one of the schools we recently went to, they have since done a course, on a more in-depth course. And then what they did in their school is they had like a market day, and everything had to be bought with Bitcoin. And so all the kids had their own little storeholders stalls with all these different products that they were selling, and they were able to, and the other children were able to go around and buy the goods with Bitcoin. Great incentive, great entrepreneurial way to learn how to set up a business and create something that's sellable, and 2, to use a great way to use Bitcoin and show kids how to use it, which is really, really cool.
It's that entrepreneurial spirit that the school is teaching those children, giving them a bank account where they can exchange value safely.
Because 80% of people here are unbankable, and so all of a sudden these children are getting these wallets on their phone that's got money in them. They can save money. It's so great.
It's huge infrastructure, like life-changing.
Renee, hello from Texas. God bless you guys. You're from the Department of the Union. Great.
Yeah, I know.
So, I was going to say,
Quando is when?
When? Yeah.
When will they go for?
It's
Alam?
muy bonito. Oh,
When will they go there? Oh,
we've been.
Please check our latest video.
Yeah.
Ryan, please check our latest video because we've
just been.
Yeah, we've just been. It came out yesterday.
Yeah. So we went down there for my birthday. Well, we went to mainly to Playa Las Flores, but we did go and do a day trip down to La Union and check out the Gulf, which was really pretty. Really keen to get out on the water in that and check out some of the islands. You may be able to help. We're really interested in knowing which is the best island, or are you able to stay on the islands? Because that would be really neat to go and stay for a couple of days on one of the islands. So you may be able to help us there with that one. Yeah,
we really liked the area down there. It's funny because it was the coldest week we've had in El Salvador.
Yes, and everyone was saying it's heaps hotter there. That we're going east. It's heaps hotter. But it was a front coming through and it was wet. But that's okay. We still had fun and we still did lots of things. So it was all good. And then Tony, hi Tony, thank you for your heart in El Salvador. Oh, thank you for loving El Salvador. Yep, we certainly do. It's great.
Yep.
I know it's really good.
There was something else there that I was gonna throw out with stuff
school.
We've done. No, it wasn't the schools. I can't remember what it was. We've done something this week. It was quite interesting. I think it was, we were talking about little restaurants that we've been to recently, which was quite good.
What's really amazing when we're in San Salvador, you can, in fact, everywhere here in El Salvador, it's amazing. You're driving along and because of the high walls, you just think it's, you're driving through a residential area, and then all of a sudden you'll see a sign. And recently we saw the sign called the Four Monkeys, and it was a cafe. And so we thought, let's check this out. And it was the most funkiest, gorgeous little cafe. It was just, the interior was great. It was it's just a really good feel. It was clean. It was bright. It was the food was okay. They do good coffee. It was just
They didn't accept Bitcoin.
But
we did ask if they would receive payment in Bitcoin.
But there's so many places like this, and along the water here, you just go down this dirt track and you're sort of thinking, where are we going? And the next minute you come to a place, it's a restaurant and it's right on the water, and all you're doing is looking over the Pacific Ocean, which is absolutely amazing. It's really beautiful. So there's lots and lots of places like that. So if you aren't from El Salvador and you're looking at coming to El Salvador for visit, seriously, it's good to go check out. If you've got a car, to go and drive down some of these roads and you'll see these places. It's really great.
Rick, thank you guys for showcasing El Salvador. I'm proud of my country and what the president is doing. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. No problem. Rick, if you haven't, please watch our video with Jose from Hotel Martinez. It's a great story. This is testament to expat Salvadorans coming home and what they're going to bring to this country. Absolutely. And it's really exciting to see what's happening here.
I think it's wonderful to see how many Salvadorians are coming home and looking at coming home and, sort of reaching out, going, what can we do? We really want to come back. What can we do? And I think it really depends. I mean, if you've got something wherever you are living now that you go, wow, this is really fun, or this is really neat, I really like this, and go, how can I bring this back to El Salvador? Because that's what's going to bring culture and bring interesting things back to El Salvador. So there's, I don't know, whether it's shops or whether it's foods or whether it's anything really, that you think, wow, this is cool, and how can we bring that back to El Salvador? Look at ways of doing it.
There's we just actually this month, speaking of all the amazing things that have happened this month, we had a Salvadoran who's been living in the States for most of it. How long has she been there? She left, I can't remember.
To university, is it?
I can't remember. Anyway, she's come back to build basically their dream home here, and they're going to retire here. and it's just so many people are coming back, and she is like, what can I do here? Like, I want to do something to help with the community. And it's if you want to come back, if you are coming back, if you want to come back, bring a skill that you've learned, something that you love. Like if you love some sort of, like Nicki said, a shop, bring that down and do it here, because it's going to help. The opportunity is here and now, and it's getting better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mary Shelley, hello from Pennsylvania.
Oh,
hello.
Hi. Hi from El Salvador.
Yes,
El Salvador.
Mauricio.
Yeah.
I am in New York. I follow your videos. I want to watch the incoming Bitcoin conference, but the time may interfere with my job schedule. I really want to learn more about Bitcoin. If you can get time off work, fly down, and if you have a Dewey, you can go for $21.
Yeah. The Bitcoin conference, we're really excited about it. There's going to be lots and lots of different people. I'm sure there's going to be lots of videos on Twitter and YouTube and everything from it. Lots of new announcements are going to be happening. I was trying to think. If you want to learn more about Bitcoin, definitely Prima Bitcoin. They have got a white paper diploma, and it is in English. Oh no, it's only in Spanish at the moment, but they are going to be but it's free, so you can actually download it, which might be a great place to start.
Mi Prima Bitcoin, Mi Premier Bitcoin, or My First Bitcoin.
And there are also a lot of books that you can read.
There are a lot of books.
Sorry, I'm not
no, it's good. I was wondering if you wanted me to suggest
No. Well, you do, please.
Well, but they're in English. But it depends on what level you want to learn. Like, do you want to learn why Bitcoin is important? And then there's a few good books. Or do you want to learn exactly how Bitcoin works? And then there's different books. And if you want to learn more about money, then that's also something. That one of my favorite books to recommend people, which is a real sort of it's an easy to understand book, because the guy explains it in a nice way, and the title will actually share that, but it's Bitcoin, hard money you can't fuck with. And so I think his title is deliberately designed to try and make you realize that he tries to keep the language and the concepts as understandable as possible. And
he's actually telling his story. So it's a really, it's a book you can actually get right into, and you find it really interesting. So that would be a good book. But there's so many books. Yeah. We haven't put a list on our webpage. We were going to, when we have.
No, we haven't. And we were going to. Yeah. But I got distracted.
Okay. So we will be putting a list. James will be putting a list on our website.
I certainly will.
Of books that are good to read, or if you can download audios, to do that.
Rick, I just watched the video, was really moving, and I'm really sharing it with all my Salvadoran friends that I know in Texas. Thank you again. No problem. Please, thank you for sharing it. That's awesome. We want as many Salvadorans to realize that things have changed. Yeah,
they have, and we've got another interview. He's just up in America at the moment. He's coming back down. That we're interviewing him, another gentleman who, which is really cool. I won't go into the story, but so we've got another really good one coming up.
Came back from the States to save the family farm. That would be the best summary.
So really neat.
And then doing a lot for his community.
Absolutely huge amounts.
Mauricio, lol, thank you so much. No problem. Hopefully that was helpful. And Fabian Vier, is that our friend Fabian?
No. What's
I'm not
up?
Sure.
Oh, Brad.
Brad Deal, Nicki and James. Man, you've come in right at the end. You're gonna have to go back to the start and start again. We've got like 5 minutes.
Yeah. So we've got 5 more minutes. Questions, guys.
Fabian C. We were talking about you earlier. We were talking about getting into longboarding. So,
So 5 more minutes. Any more questions? Great to answer any that we can. Yeah.
What is it? And I guess it's Saturday for him. Is it Saturday? Yeah,
Australia.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Saturday. He slept in. Yeah. Yeah.
No. So what other things?
Well, that's, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's other stuff. If we can plug our stuff, glad to see you guys after the storm. Yes. Yeah, no, we didn't. I mean, the storm was easy for us. We're in a good area. The house, no problems. So we're very lucky in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
A tree did fall down next to us, but thankfully it fell away from the house. So that's good.
It was a really big avocado tree.
Yeah,
It was really sad. It was
shame.
full of flower.
Yep.
So that's a bit disappointing. But yeah. But no, we're very, very lucky.
Yeah. And Brad, I'll watch the rest. Top things one must do and see scouting trip in El
Salvador.
Salvador.
Depends on what you're into, Brad. If you're into the surf, you've got to go to the surf spot. So you've got two, we've sort of got the Alzonte and El Tuco surf, sort of where we are, Surf City 1. You've also got Surf City 2 further down or further east, where we've just been to, which is Playa Las Flores and Punta Mango. Beautiful down there. Even though we were told it was quite quiet, but there is actually a lot of people, a lot of surfers down there, a lot of places to go and stay, a lot of nice food eating places. But it's just got a real chill vibe further down, further east. Yeah, which is really cool. Yeah.
There's a lot to do here.
Yeah.
Even though it's just
if you want to climb volcanoes, there's about 34 volcanoes. There's a lot of volcanoes to climb. So
we just went to the national park down the road from us.
Oh yeah.
And that's full of adventure tourism stuff as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. You can do like about a 5-hour hike if you want to do that, or you can do a short 1-hour one. You can do rock climbing, you can mountain bike, or they've also got like the treetop adventure skill sets. There, which is really neat as well. It's awesome. Yeah.
There's a lot to do here, and anyone who's coming for conference, Fabian, you need to be here for conference. No pressure, but there are actually tours being organized before and after conference through Escape to El Salvador.
Yeah,
Escape to El Salvador visas. Jeremy's organizing some great tours for people who want to. To
go and look at Bitcoin City,
see
where that is. If they want to climb a volcano, he's got those ones as well.
So even if you're local and you want to see what people are promoting to the tourists, it'd be a good tour to do. There's
lots of waterfall hikes as well. So if you want to get up into to the waterfalls and things like that, there's lots of those as well. Yeah. So there's heaps.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. All right.
I feel like I keep having, we get sidetracked on different things. What was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about, we've talked about the conference, a newsletter. We are doing a little newsletter each week where we put out basically 3 interesting things we found during the week, often news items. It can be quite interesting. And we're giving away a free call to any, which we're talking about along the bottom. So if you've been watching and reading the scrolling thing, sign up to our newsletter. We give away a free 45-minute call every month. And just one-on-one, and hang out with us, have a chat.
Absolutely.
So, but the newsletter is interesting. We also put the next Bitcoin meetups in there. So we focus on Bitcoin Beach and Mi Prima Bitcoin. Yeah. So they're the 2 main ones that I'd recommend. I haven't really, because they are the biggest educational ones, which is the main reason. A lot of them are just social, which isn't a bad thing. It's just education's important, and I've got to focus on something.
And Fabian, you've got, have we thought about doing an exotic fruit taste test experience live? We could do that. Yeah, we have done, what did I eat? What did we cut up and eat on?
All sorts of things. There's been star fruit, and I can't remember the name of the others.
Yeah, but we could absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Find some.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've all become norm now.
Yeah, it's all normal. We're actually saying that. We went to the market this morning, and on our way home, we were like, man, so much of this is normal now. Like in the beginning, it was all new and weird, and but now it's like, this is where we live. 8 months in.
Yep.
8 months. So we're now going into if we started the 9th month. This is our 9th. This is our 9th month.
Our 9th month. Yeah. Which is amazing. Yes. It's gone so fast. So fast. It's quite incredible.
Yeah, it's gone very fast. So what we're here for, the first 8 months of Bitcoin being legal tender here in El Salvador. which is pretty cool to say we were here in the first year and part of this.
Yeah.
Part of this
experiment.
Yeah, this world-changing event.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it, because it's amazing. And it's gonna it's just gonna be so interesting to see how it goes.
Are you planning to buy real estate? Maybe. It's one of those things where there's pros and cons to it, and it just
ideally yes. We're still just trying to work out places and what we and things. So depends on that Bitcoin price, doesn't it?
No pressure.
No pressure.
Just need Kelly to work his magic and pump that price.
Yeah.
There's pros and cons to it, but there's lots of places that we would be interested in doing it. We haven't decided exactly where. Our adventure to La Union was probably quite insightful for us. It's a beautiful area down there. Beaches are really nice. It's different to the city beach and going down to the what would you call it, countryside beach?
It's more like a small town vibe than a but I think that's easiest. It's just slightly like that.
It is remote. And San Miguel is different as well.
We didn't. We had I had half a day in San Miguel. So again, it took us a while to really get that understanding of San Salvador and how the good places of San Salvador and the not so good places and where to go. And San Miguel, it's got all the supermarkets. It's getting a Price Smart and all those sorts of bits and pieces. So it is going to be okay once we, once those things go in and once you get to know the city.
So lots of good and exciting things. Artorio, hi beautiful couple. Did you know it was some people from South Carolina went to El Salvador to learn more?
Oh yes, we do.
Bitcoin. Hi from Maryland.
We do, Mary and.
Oh, Mary and Joel.
Mary and Joel.
Oh, yes. Yes, you're talking about Mary and Joel.
Yeah, if you're talking about Mary and Joel, they are
they're our neighbours.
Yeah, our neighbours. They're lovely. Really, really lovely couple. Yeah.
Yeah. And Frankie, how would rate the cost of living in El Salvador? Coming from New Zealand, it's been...
it's mixed, to be honest.
It's not super cheap.
No.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and especially when you look at the New Zealand dollar to the US dollar, we've got to do that exchange rate, and that's massive. Especially at the moment, it's 56 cents or something. Yeah. So, yes, in that way, it definitely is. Things like going to the Mercados and getting your fruit and veggies, super cheap. That's just been amazing. And our power bill now, we stopped using air conditioning, and that's gone right down to $43 a month, which is really great. It would be a lot more in New Zealand. Our phone, not that we talk on our phones like we used to, because we used to have our mobile phones that we'd chat all the time. So our mobile phones are
$10 each a month.
Internet's cheap.
Internet $30 a month for home internet.
The rental side of things, it's got cheaper because we've found a place that's cheaper. Initially, it was very, very expensive. We were blown away at how expensive it was, but it's now becoming.
It takes time to go around and find a great place to be that works for your lifestyle, works for your expectations.
Petrol.
Compared to New Zealand, it's significantly cheaper. To buy the car is expensive here, and the fuel is cheap. In New Zealand, to buy the car is cheap, and the fuel is expensive.
And then our general shop seems to be expensive. We only do it every 2 weeks.
We do it every 2 weeks.
Yeah, so maybe not.
It's not too bad, I reckon. So we'd spend less than $30 a week on fresh fruits and vegetables at the Mercado.
Yeah, and we buy a lot.
We eat a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables, and we buy other little things there as well to try and support the locals as much as we can. And then we also go to San Salvador once every 2 months. Once every 2 weeks to do a bulk shop of stuff that we just either we can't get it at the Mercado or we want a much better price, and we do that by buying bulk.
Yeah. And things like, I suppose, when you're looking at buying things like olive oil and olives and things like that don't actually come from El Salvador, they have to be imported, and of course they're going to be more expensive because just to import things here seems to be quite expensive. Maybe
we do need to do just a food show for Fabian.
Tony, hi Tony, thank you for saying hi.
Alrighty, we're gonna say thank you very much. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for your questions. It's been great to spend time with you guys. We appreciate you coming along, asking questions, supporting us online. Thank you for watching our videos, sharing them. Really appreciate it.
It's really good.
Keeps us motivated, keeps us going. Especially Nicki puts in a huge amount of work for our videos.
I didn't realize how much time, but that's okay. That's all good. And we have our weekly live. If you haven't been to see it yet, that's on a Monday, and we have that at 4:35. The reason it's 4:35 is because the workers stop at 4:30, so it just gives us a chance to have a bit of quiet. Now that's really all it is talking to you about our week and what we've done, and so it just gives you an idea of what it's like here living in El Salvador, what we're doing, and how we're getting involved in Bitcoin through that week too.
There was a large part. Like we have some amazing connections that just come out of the blue, and we really appreciate all those connections. And we wanted to highlight to people that how early we are by being here now, because if we stayed in New Zealand, these connections never would have happened. And coming here, we've got Roman from Bitcoin Beach, messaging us directly, and he's like, "Hey guys, you want to come to the school thing?" And it's like, "Whoa, he's just and just opportunities like that. It's really cool. We got retweeted by Bitcoin Archive today. He's got over 1 million followers, and it's just like, man, it's amazing. And that had a big boost on us. It's really cool to see, Bitcoiners supporting Bitcoiners. And having the opportunity to be part of it on a level that just doesn't happen in New Zealand. So being here is the frontier. This is the frontier. If you want to, just sell everything and do something crazy, come to El Salvador. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a wonderful month.
Yes.
We will be back for our 9 month.
Sooner than you realize.
Yes, and it will be just before Bitcoin conference, the adopting BTC
yes,
conference.
It will be. So
it'll be just before then, and we'll have lots more to talk about. So think of any questions. Send us any questions via email to
DM on
Twitter.
I see I got a couple I need to answer from earlier today in case those people are here. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. Every time I watch your videos, I love to hear singing birds in the background.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
They're amazing.
The wildlife here is awesome, but so is the building noise.
But the birds are beautiful.
Have a great weekend. Yes, have a great weekend.
Thank you, have a wonderful weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
See you guys. Bye.